Evening folks, just a quick video again on shaping points. This one is a little different to the one I did a couple of weeks ago, in that that one I showed you how to delete shaping points while you was travelling, just to catch yourself up if you had to go off route for any reason, you had to miss some shaping points out. This one is about getting rid of the interim shaping points. So a particular route that we've planned has got 102 shaping points. Two of them are the start and the finish point, and the other 100 of them are the interim points, the ones in between the start and the finish. There's a setting on Basecamp that lets you transfer the route over, and it actually strips all them shaping points out of the route before it sends the route, so all you're left with is the start and the end point. This is good as long as you've got the auto recalculate on your Zumo set to either off or prompted preferably, because at least then you know when you're going off route it's telling you that you're off route, do you want to recalculate, and what you want to be clicking is no every single time. I'll try and explain it to you just briefly. This is my start point and this is my finish point. I'm going to come down the road and I'm going to run this route here, but I'm going to miss this big chunk out. And instead, when I get to the end of the road here, I'm going to turn right and follow it down. At this point, about here, it's going to say you're off route, do you want to recalculate? And I'm going to click no. It's then going to tell me to continue to the road, that whatever the road may be, whatever the road name is. And the further I run down the road, I get to the point where I can see the highlighted route on the sat nav, especially if I've zoomed out. I can miss chunks of the route out, and when I hit the highlighted route at the bottom of this road here, it picks me up that I'm back on the highlighted route, but it will not send me back to all the points that have been missed previously. And this is because it stripped all the shaping points out of the route before. The shaping points are mainly there to make sure that you go on particular roads that you want to go on. They've got no significant meaning to you as a rider that you need to be touching on these points. All they're for is to manipulate the map to make sure that you're wanting to be going down the roads that you want to go down, rather than what the sat nav wants to take you down. So they've got no meaning. So if you can strip them out, you may as well strip them out. You've got no need for them. And the way that you do it is simply go to edit in Basecamp and down to options. And then when that loads up, go to device transfer, and you've got 4 tick boxes. The top 2 need to be ticked, the bottom 2 can be left unticked. The top box is strip shaping points from routes on transfer to device, which is what I've just explained. The bottom one is you also send the original route, so if you ever get stuck, you've always got that original route to go back on to recalculate at a later date if you need be, and that will give you all the shaping points back on the route. And that's basically a fail-safe. So once you've done that, click to apply to all devices and click OK, and then, as I say, in your sat nav, just set your sat nav auto recalculate to either off or prompted, but I would leave it on prompted, and then click the no every time you go off the route, because otherwise, if you click it to no, you've gone off a route, but it's not actually told you you've gone off. And what happens is you're travelling down a road thinking you're going in the right direction, and you realise 20 miles down the road you're running in totally the wrong direction, and you're well off the route because the sat nav's not told you you're off route, and it's not informed you on the screen. So let me just get my sat nav and I'll show you what happens when you transfer this over to your sat nav once you've set it up in edit and options. So basically what you get is you get an apps, you go into your trip planner, and you get 2 routes. The bottom one, the one with the 1 at the side of it, is the one with all the shaping points still attached to it. So that's got all your blue dots and all your shaping points that you run into it really. The other one, the first one, hasn't got that. it's just got a start point. I've added a lunch point in just for preference, so you can see, and then an end point. But when you go onto your map, it doesn't actually come up with any of the shaping points. But if you look, it's still taking you down the same route that you've planned on the computer. It's still exactly the same there as it is there. It's still the same, and that's crucial. So what happens is you can run this route on here without all the shaping points, and when you bypass one, so you've ran, let me just get it so you can see it, you've come down here and you've run across, and I've purposely put 2 or 3 shaping points up here so it tells me to turn right and go round this little bit, but I've just carried straight on over. And as soon as I've gone straight on over and I've gone past it, it actually doesn't want to take me back to it. It just says you're off route, recalculate, and I've clicked no, and then it says righto, carry on to your next point then, which is down here somewhere. But again, I've turned right here and I've gone off route again, and it's come up recalculate, and I've clicked no, and it says right, carry on then, and it's missed all that extra out there, and I've carried down Old Road and I've got to the end and it's found me again. I'm back on my route and it says righto, carry on, and it's just carried me on the rest of the route and missed all this bottom half out here, which is exactly what you want it to do if you're in a roadblock or there's roadworks or some reason you can't go down the road that you've mapped. You don't want to be messing about trying to figure out how you get your sat nav to recalculate. So the best thing that you can do is when you're on that route, is to flick your zoom. I use my zoom a lot, and I just press the button and I zoom out, and then obviously you'll be able to see the highlighted route that you've got, and you'll be able to figure out how you get back to that highlighted route. It doesn't matter where you end up on the highlighted route. As I said, it could be 100 yards down the road, a short diversion, or it could be 10 miles down the road. As soon as you hit that highlighted route again, it'll pick up and carry on as though you've been on it all the time and miss everything out that you've already gone past. It won't take you back. And that is just by having auto recalculate to prompted or off, and make sure you click no when it asks you, and also by sending the ignoring all the shaping points when it transfers over to the device, and that's by editing options in Garmin Basecamp, and that will then rid a lot of the gumph in between that you don't need. And I've found that does work. It's worked perfectly actually on my 590. I've run it and tested it before I did this bit of a video, just to make sure I wasn't giving everybody a load of bullshit. And it does genuinely does work, as long as you don't mind zooming out to figure out how you're going to get back onto the main road, like we've said here. If you zoom out far enough, you can see the highlighted route. You can also see where you are with the blue arrow that's on the screen, and you can just tell straight away that I can run down this road, and eventually I'm going to hit my main road again, and then carry on in the direction I was going. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.